want to come on and chat with you for a while. Bring up some things I heard. Some things that's not disturbing, but realization. You know who you're dealing with. Know who you're dealing with at all times. And it comes at you in different ways, right? You know, that common phrase, you know, the common phrase that come to us when we're doing things that out of the ordinary, when we're doing things that not normally been seen and done by others, and we seem to have tapped into something that we're not supposed to be aware of, something we're not supposed to be aware of, and that is that sense of knowledge, that sense of self. And it's very dangerous to some people. It is very dangerous to some people when you become aware of what you got or what you know. When you become aware of that, it becomes very dangerous. And I'm trying to get this thing here to start moving so much so I can speak to you more easily. And I hope that with this press, it stops moving, but apparently it's not going to stop. So we're going to make it work the way that we know how to make it work. And what I'm getting at, recently, you've probably seen I made a post about something that's very going, you know, about what I'm doing here, what's going on with me. And it was a nice post, it was a nice gesture, everything surrounding that. However, I have to recognize that I am, and I continue to recognize it, okay, don't get me wrong. I am in a place that is not frequent by people that look like me. Got places that are reserved for white people, particularly white men. And what I'm talking about is being that voice in China from a different perspective, from a different angle. Being that black man in China talking about issues when it relates to business, when it relates to money, which is a tool that is used to bring access to other things. Depends on what type of money you have, what the amount of money you have, whatever you have, you know, you could take that and get access to other things that other people cannot. That's one way of getting access to something. You can lose the money, but another way of getting access to something is know-how, that knowledge that you have acquired by doing things for a certain period of time that is not really taught in a traditional educational environment or at a certain corporate level, or maybe even a government institution or a non-profit organization or something like that. But the point of the matter is there are certain informations that us, black folks, black Americans, are not privy to over a period of time. So it would take a vast amount of effort or insight to gather information that normally is not transmitted or transferred or easily acceptable within our community. But once you reveal that you have a certain level of capital, which is monetary value or knowledge base, you will become a threat. And what I mean by that is, it was this thing that happened recently that was said, be careful when the devil comes. And, it's that James Brown movement that was recently done by the brother from Black Panther. I kind of refer to him every now and then. And he was asking James, Little Richard was asking James, what are you going to do when the devil comes? And recently, you had a situation involving Will Smith, and Denzel Washington said the same thing. What are you going to do when the devil comes? So I bring these two things, and Malcolm and a lot of folks said, what are you going to do when the devil comes? And we say that in our culture. And recently, for me, I feel that question is being posed to me because the devil is coming. The devil is coming. I have revealed a certain level of understanding, of knowledge, of access to one of the wealthiest, influential countries on how doing business with that country can change the economic situation of Black America. And that country I'm talking about is China. Yes, there are other Black folks that are just as knowledgeable as I am. I'm not saying I'm not the only one. They have their different experiences internally and externally when it comes to their interaction with this country. Some is on a policy level, some is on an academic level, some is on a business level. So, and some are on just a everyday cultural experience level. So here we are now at a stage where I'm coming into fruition about what is it that this country has that we need to be exposed to better our economic situation. You acquire a certain amount of economic capital and knowledge capital, you will become a threat.